All right, so I'm just gonna have you start off by introducing yourself.
Name is Sherwin, Washington. Um, of course, I'm married. You already met my wife, and I'm a new author, fairly new. Been about 3 years now. I started this writing journey as actually as my calling. Um, right now, I wrote two nonfiction books. My first one is called Static, if you can see it.
I think the whatchamacallit is trying to block it out. Move it towards the.
Can you see it?
It's hating on us today.
Hold
I
on
don't know
one.
why it's blocked. It must think it's a part of your background.
It's called Static, How to Hear a Secret Call from God. And my other one is called 3D, Power of Your Spirit versus the Images in Your Mind. So yeah, like I said, I've been on this journey for going on 3 years. It's definitely exciting. Trying to get more recognition, trying to get the word out more. I'm working on my third book right now as we speak. So, you know, it's a journey, but we all learning as we go. So
Absolutely. Now, can you tell us where we can find your books as well, or what platforms they're on?
the main platform is of course Amazon, amazon.com/author/Sherwin, my name, and you'll find both of them on there, or our website. We got a website called jtdpublisher.com, so you can find it there. And the main platform that I use is Instagram, and my handle is writing minister. So writing.minister, type it up, you pull me right on up. But that's pretty much where you'll find me at right now.
All right, perfect. Now, you said that you're both an author and a publisher, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Are you currently accepting submissions? And if so, what genres are you accepting them for?
So right now we actually have two clients. Genres don't really matter. Um, right now they're not actually like signed on to the publishing company, but we just help them produce
Oh,
their own books, because I have a team of editors, cover designers and stuff like that. So I just kind of help them right now to get themselves out there and move forward. Because a lot of people, they think it's a hard process, but it ain't as hard as we think. We just have to get the right person to kind of guide them. And so that's what we kind of been doing thus far.
and that's great to hear that you have been outreaching and that you have been helping to connect the dots for different authors.
Right.
Because when people do first get started, like you said, people tend to overthink. And it's not as hard, as people think, but it's also great when they have someone to hold their hand and walk them through the process.
Right, right. So we get more joy out of that. Like I said, it's not like, they signing on to like the old traditional publishing companies. Of course, they want to, they charge an arm and a leg, and it's just a lot. So nowadays we don't have to do that. It's a lot of self-published authors out there. The hardest part is, in my opinion, is marketing, getting into the right audience. Because Amazon, they got an algorithm, just like social media have an algorithm. So it's kind of hard to push it unless you're going the way they want you to do it. So, that's just where we at. But yeah, just help them produce and get it out where they feel good about themselves.
Absolutely. Now, are there any particular authors or books that have influenced your work significantly?
Yes, I am definitely influenced by like my mega pastors, like T.D. Jakes. Miles Monroe is a big one. I got a couple of his books. Um, it's not really, I don't really get in a lot of fiction right now. My wife does, but as far as like nonfiction, I read quite a good people books. So that kind of inspired me to want to share my own wisdom and knowledge, the things I went through, and just put it out there.
Right, perfect. And then, what advice would you offer to an aspiring author or publisher that is just getting started?
Um, Number one thing, I think a lot of people they procrastinate because they feel like they don't have time to write. And we live in a fast-paced world, but you have a lot more time than what you think. A lot of times we spend more time on social media than anything. That's the time to really write. And the
Mhm.
process of writing is not necessarily just sitting down in front of a computer writing. The writing process also starts with you just jotting down like your notes. I do a lot of that throughout the days. I just put it in my phone and I just gather my thoughts. And then when it's time for me to write, it make the process easier. So I would say that's the biggest thing, just stop procrastinating, just get it done. Find time. You have plenty of time. You just got to just want to do it and just get it done.
I agree with you on that. Like you said, I think if we actually tracked more often how much time we do spend on social media, if you put just a quarter of that time towards your book every day or even every week, the books would get done a lot faster than people.
Right. Right. Because I mean, my first book I had static in my mind for over a year. And when I finally took it serious, it took me 3 weeks to write that book. So it was real quick. But I
Yeah,
did
you
it for a year.
all right. You were on it for that. Now, for your books where you are storytelling, what role do twists and turns play in your stories or in your books?
With Rose, like I said, it's nonfictional. Both of my books is really my own journey. So it has its own twists and turns in it, because it starts off one way and then it's a lot of revelations I reveal in it. It's a lot of teaching. It's a lot of questions I ask. So, like I said, it's kind of my own twist. It's not like the traditional fiction where we have to kind of make it up. But yeah, you just have to get into it to really understand more where I'm coming from. My descriptions actually touch bases on it a little bit. You know, they get to read it, they'll see like kind of like my style as I write. But you know, you have to get into it to see it.
Right, that makes sense. And what insight can you give us on any future projects that you have coming up or things that you're currently working on?
Yeah. So my next project, I actually have two or three of them. I'm about to talk about uh, problems in marriages. I have a book called Love and Submission, and the subtitle is How the Marriage Supposed to Look. And it's in my spirit to release because a lot of people, we see like a lot of marriages failing, and we kind of piggyback on social media marriages or celebrity marriages. And I want to show the difference between a worldly marriage and a kingdom marriage. Totally different. So I feel like, that needs to get out here more because it's a lot of people that's broken and a lot of marriages not surviving. So just a little insight where I'm going on next.
Okay, that's beautiful. And as an author and as a publisher, how do you typically interact with readers, or how do you typically make sure that you're staying in the loop of readers so that they do see you and find you?
Just social media, a lot of marketing. We actually I'm actually starting a event called a writer's block. And what that is I want to get to a place where I block off different genres and
Mhm.
kind of bring the community out to, engage with a lot of authors. We got a lot of talent out here. A lot of people got stories of their own. A lot of people are very talented in that area, writing stories. But it's a lot of people that don't really support writers, especially Black writers.
Mhm.
So I want to mix in the genre with an atmosphere. So what do I mean? If you're an urban fiction writer, of course, that's a little ratchet. It's a lot of, it reminds me like Tubi movies. I tell my wife that all the time. So what I'm going to do is try to get a group of urban fiction writers come together and create that atmosphere like it's a party per se. Block it off with the children's authors. I'll have all the children's author come together, and then I have some bounce houses, candy for them to make it very children friendly. You know what I'm saying? So that's another level as far as promoting and advertising. But right now, it's just a lot of social media, a lot of book signings, stuff like that. That's all we can do.
Absolutely. And that makes a lot of sense. Like you said, getting out and doing events does help to get some foot traffic going. It helps to build up your email list,
Right.
helps to get you in contact with people who are a reader but are ready to turn into an author. So
Right.
I
Right.
definitely like your vision
Right.
and what you have planned for that. Are there any events that you have coming up later on in the year or even next year that you feel like more people need to know about so we can come check it out?
Yeah, we did one in Savannah last 2 weeks, and it was a very good turnout. It was probably better than what we thought. But that experience did teach us, like, okay, when you have a group of authors coming together and they see this, table decorated, a lot of people came over and showed love. So that was the experience that we loved. I'm gonna try to get it together this fall, October in Atlanta. I don't have a location yet, but I'm working on it now. So um, just stay tuned. I'll be putting it out there when I solidify a date, and we're just gonna move forward.
Perfect. And then my last question for you is if you could collaborate with any author, writer that is alive or deceased, who would it be?
Man, like I said, TD Jakes or Miles Monroe is probably my favorite. Of course, Miles Monroe is gone, but TD Jakes is alive and well. They was my biggest inspiration, so that would probably be my biggest collaboration. As far as, like I said, with other authors, independent authors, what I'm trying to do, but those are the biggest ones.
All right, cool. And just one last time, go ahead and shout out your Instagram and your social media handles so we know exactly where to find you.
Yeah, you can find me. My main way is Instagram, writing.minister. Writing.minister. You'll see I post all my books and inspirational messages, and jtdpublisher.com is the website. And look out for the writer's block. That's the next big thing that's coming out. So I probably have a separate website, but who knows? We'll see. But that's how you can reach me. And my books on Amazon. You can pull it up, Amazon/author/Sherwin. Both of them are there.
Okay, perfect. Well, I do want to thank you again for coming on the platform, for allowing me to interview you so that we can get to know you better as an author and a publisher.
Yes, thank you. And I'm glad you're doing this, kind of getting more people involved. So I thank you for this opportunity.
Absolutely. If you have any authors or your clients that are interested as well, feel free to send a link over to them.
Okay, I will. Definitely will. Thank you.
All right. Well, I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day and I'll be in touch with you soon.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Bye bye.